Howdy ho, folks. It's your multiversal medium here with something completely different. Today, we're in the world of Tamriel with Morrowind yet again. Last episode, we started exploring this ancestral tomb, saw some sights, enjoyed it, as well as just kind of got our butt handed to us. That's going to keep happening probably a lot. I keep treating this game as if it's Oblivion or Skyrim, where my ability to cheese those games is unparalleled. 100%, like any issue we may come across, it's fine. As long as I handle things well, we're gonna get through it. What's that, a level 15 enemy at level 1? Easy peasy. Just gotta frickin' cheese them. Morrowind isn't as easy in that regard. But we'll make our way through it. Honestly, I probably shouldn't be doing this dungeon. Flee! Run away, that dude's a marksman. Okay, let's see what the heck we're working with. Yeah, get over here, boyo. Freaking get you down to size. Yeah. Like, there are various forms of cheese for this. I'm just not used to them comparatively. So yeah, it takes a second for me to snap back into place because open world games got obscenely easy after this, with the exception of Souls-like style games, which everyone thrives on. It's like, yeah, but like it's difficult and it's rewarding to learn how to play it. And it's like, yeah, I know. I used to play Gothic. I used to play Morrowind. I know what the heck you're talking about, man. I feel that. They look at me like I'm crazy. It's like, what the heck are those and what do they have to do with Souls-like? And it's like, you haven't played Gothic, have you? Oh gosh, it's a slap fight now. Oh no. Oh no. After we deal with this dude, I'll run back and grab the spear off that carcass real quick. But it looks like we're raising our speed this level up. Oh no. I was gonna put points into agility, but well, here we is. Here we is. Oh gosh. It is getting easier to hit people with slaps though, which is nice. Freaking the second we cap out hand to hand, we're gonna be a terror. I can already tell. Look at all that stun locking we're doing. That's the thing. All that stun locking. Hand to hand's freaking hilarious in that regard. Okay, we are capped out. May as well switch to this. Yeah. Okay. Now let's get this going. Was mid animation. Smack. Hopefully take this dude out. Anyways, yeah, Gothic. Gosh, that is a fun game, it is. But it's another game that just doesn't hold your hand. Just like a majority of open world games didn't back in the day. They refused to hold your hand. And it felt so rewarding the second something snapped into place. Gothic's another game where the most basic enemies will outright end you, man. And yeah, it's just because you don't know how to handle things. You can fight the toughest enemies at the start of the game in Gothic and wreck them once you know how to play the game. It's very Souls-like in that regard. Heck, the whole battle system in Gothic is fairly similar to Dark Souls in a few ways, of the dodging, parrying, and properly using moments of, yeah, it's safe for me to attack. So yeah, it's just these older era RPGs and stuff fully expected you to devote time and effort. I guess it's kind of like NES ideology where it's like, yeah, this isn't easy. You're gonna have to learn how to do it or you're just not gonna beat this game. But it feels so rewarding once you do. But it's also the entire reason I don't recommend any of those games. You will never see me recommend Dark Souls or whatever to anyone. I know a lot of people do, and they're like, yeah, it's good though. And it's like, yeah, but it's difficult. It's like, well, get good and it will be difficult. Yes. But you can't expect people to devote time to getting good. Something you recommend to someone who's never touched that IP or something, you need to consider it like an entry point into that IP or that series, or maybe even that genre as a whole. What are we looking at on you? Oh, he used up all his enchanted arrows. Gosh dang it. Oh well. It is what it is. Okay. Drop that for a second. Get moving. We'll slowly clear out this place, bit by bit. But a game like Dark Souls, a game like, heck, Gothic or whatever, you don't recommend that kind of stuff. You really don't. Not when it takes so much to learn and understand. Yeah, get that equipped and unequip the spear. Okay. Can I, rest? No. We're gonna have to walk outside and get a rest in. Is what it is. And how close are we to... Well, we have 3 points in endurance. So, a few more level ups. Minimal 2. In either heavy armor or spear, whatever, and we'll get there. And then we'll level up fully. Oh gosh, resting does that? No! 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 Wait, did I not have to level up? Oh. Yeah, this isn't Oblivion, I forgot. Cool. Anxiety gone. I love this game. Freaking, I didn't know resting let you just level up, so, that's a thing. But I guess we can just, like, bank our level ups until we're good to do it. Good stuff. That is not something you can always do in these kind of games. Oblivion's insufferable about it, because I like doing a classic Oblivion low-level run, but there's a few quests where you do need to sleep. Like starting the Dark Brotherhood, the Haunted House quest, and one of the guild halls for the Mages Guild, you need to sleep. And it's just like, well, what if I want to do a low level run and I'm just prone to leveling up right now? It's like, well, I guess you have to mash the escape button real quick and hope you don't level up. Because that's just what you're going to have to do. Okay, there's another one. Oh, he's got a spear. Oh, heck yeah, man. Spear fight. Heck yeah. See who's cooler with our spears. Now I'm actually going to get a freaking another spear to smack things with. Aha! Turns out I'm way cooler than you, man. Yeah, crippled skeleton. That's, now I feel kind of bad. Ooh, but I had an iron spear. We are definitely overweight, yeah? We're at what, 230? What could I drop? Because I do want to keep a hold of this. Actually, you know what? We are just going to put it on the ground so we can easily pick it up later. There's still enemies nearby, though. There's still some enemies lurking around somewhere. Ooh, the chest isn't even locked? What are we looking at? Nordic battle axe. Journeyman's armorer's hammer, nice. Repair prongs. Okay, so yeah, this is stuff to repair things with. Which, yeah, it's useful. It really is. Unlike Oblivion that just has repair hammers, there are other items like repair prongs which will help repair things even better. Actually, I think they're just single-use items, much like repair hammers, now that I think about it. It's been so long. Let's pop a save just in case I might die. Let's say death surrounds me. All it takes is one enemy just perfectly raffle stomping me. And then we'd be back at that autosave. So yeah, pop that save real quick and get going, exploring this place. That's further down. Let's close that door for now. And what's over here? Another door. Okay, let's circle back. But yeah, repairing is useful. And as you just saw, like with the lockpicks and probes, they have different levels of how good they are. Journeyman, expert, master. Oh, this guy hits hard. This guy hits hard, hard, hard. We might have to choose him. I freaking thought I hit that door. Failing at casting my spell, no. There we go. Get out of here with your nonsense. Oh, he blocked it even. Gosh dang, man. You might be able to get him because his freaking toe or something stuck in there, but yeah. The cheese is real. I was talking about it at the start of this episode. Ah, yeah, man. Down and out. Hecky to the yeah. What kind of sword you got? Just an iron longsword? Dude, you're wrecking me with that thing. Freaking rude. Like, hardcore rude. See what we got in here. Just some bone meal. Good stuff. And fire salts. Oh, heck yeah, man. So, I should talk about this. Alchemy ingredient. And Drewrax? I never know how to say that freaking word. It's a made-up word, I swear. Oh, we can rest. So until healed, and then we're going to hit start to say no. Okay, cool. Awesome. Is that an open Morrowind thing, or was that in the regular Morrowind? I don't remember. Just being able to cancel leveling up. Anyways, yeah, cheesing. Anytime I play through Skyrim or whatever, I end up cheesing hardcore the... Okay, cool, no enemies. And get some bone meal. Heck yeah. I end up going to that mine near Whiterun that's just filled to the brim. The ooh, ghoul heart. Nasty. But the absolute brim with iron ore and then a transmute spell. But there's always a bandit chief in that dungeon. So I spend like 15 minutes or so slowly clearing it out by like sneak archery when that is not my playstyle whatsoever. I hate sneak archery in that game. In basically every game that has it. Just slowly taking him and every other enemy out there. And then grabbing all the iron ore and just like hobbling back to Whiterun to use it all for smithing. It's just a early game ritual for me, that's for sure. Oh, I also wanted to say, okay, it doesn't look like there's anyone here. What are we looking at? Skull of Levan Adreno. Dagger of Judgment. Ooh. Is this what I think it is? Ooh, 36 Lessons of Avak. I'm going to hold off on reading those ones until we get basically all of them. Ooh, Native Gajulan Bone Maul Tome. Oh, that seems nice. We got Scroll of Elemental Burst Fire. Ooh, fire damage and more fire damage on target. Ooh. They'll be helpful against ghosts. Restore luck. Shock resistance. You're overweight. Gosh dang it. Oh, The joys of just starting the game and being a weenie. So that stuff's worth a lot. Rat meat is not. Rat meat has no effect. This is not worth a lot. But it did have effect. What did it do? What did we learn from it? Water walking. Okay, cool. Hound meat. May as well try it. Got something going. What did that just do? Restore fatigue. Okay, cool. Oh, it didn't even tell us, like, we don't have it unlocked, like, later games. Ooh. Get some else with that one. It doesn't seem so. Either way, we're good to walk. Anyways, that is like the ritual I open with Skyrim every single time. There was one more thing I wanted to talk about, and I will talk about that skull later as well. So there are some cursed items. This is the bottom of that pit, by the way. It's nice. It's a little prayer area for the deceased. Yeah. Emojis of Amalexia. Okay. Claw sack. Ash salts, bitter green, conveyor. Does this stuff slowly raise my alchemy or no? Let's take a look-see real quick. I think my alchemy is one of my... Is it one of the... Nope, it isn't one of my special skills. Gosh dang. Okay. Oh, I don't know why I did do that. But yeah, it does slightly raise my alchemy. Cool. What do we got here? Iron dagger. It's a regular one. Ooh, humilities of blessed Amalexia. Okay. Was this even the freaking, like, ancestral tomb I wanted to do? Gosh dang it. Why am I like this? Anyways, there's cursed items in the game. And sometimes they'll be in ancestral tombs like this. Sometimes they'll be in Daedric ruins. Basically, what that equates to is me eating bone meal, apparently. Why did that make me weigh less? Wait, what? Wait. Now I'm back to my regular weight. It just occasionally, like, lowers my weight a bit. That's... Love janky games like this, I do. Like I said, we'll read this later. Got me unarmored. Cool. We need to find some stuff to drop, though. Let's see here. One weight, that is 3.8 weight. I'm pretty certain we're near Pelagiad, so it's fine to kind of drop some stuff and come back to pick it up. Not gonna be the biggest deal either way, though, to be honest. And just get rid of the cup. There we go. And... Dagger of Judgment. Yeah, sure, I'll take that. And skull of that dude, I'll take that too. Oh gosh. A Bone Walker. Where did you come from, buddy? Hashtag rude. Actually, it may be because of what I was just talking about. This may be a cursed item I picked up. Like, legit, and it summons an enemy when you picked up a cursed item. That being said, he's down, so we're good. Are we looking at leveling-wise? Ooh, endurance is up to 5. Cool. So that means we can officially just... Oh, there are enemies nearby. Oh, no. Oh, no. There's just more enemies. Oh, gosh. I see him. They're in the walls. Yeah, he's just in the wall. Oh, gosh. I don't know how to feel about that. We'll read this later. I think we got to get out of here real quick. Skull of Levine and Drano. Yeah, I'm going to have to look up whether or not that's one of the things I'm thinking of. What else could I drop? Oh, no. Fishing pole. This isn't the time to go fishing, that's for sure. There's a bunch of undead everywhere. I find it so funny. I was just talking about cursed stuff. Yeah, and I guess one of those things we picked up probably was cursed. That's great, actually. It genuinely is. That perfectly encapsulates what I want to talk about. Oy vey. Oy vey. Anyways, as you saw with the book we picked up and put back down, 36... Actually, we didn't put it back down. We have it in our inventory. Gosh dang, multiversal medium. Be consistent. Gosh, man. Okay, we gotta figure out a way of getting this other spear, though. There's also the repair stuff. Gosh dang, man. Well, it should be good to actually leave and come back. Like I said a moment ago, I'm pretty certain we're near Pelagiad. So it should probably be fine. Probably. Here's to hoping. We might be able to offload some of this stuff and carry around 2 spears. That'd be nice. But the 36 sermons of Vivek are some deeper lore kind of books. They're a lot of fun to read. They might be canon, might not be canon. There was a writer for this game that eventually left Bethesda, and people argue about whether or not what he wrote and everything is considered canon or not. You have ascended to level 3. You realize that you're catching on to the secret of success. It's just a matter of concentration. Yeah, man. Yeah. We're now officially a smidge faster. I was not intending on getting 10 levels of hand-to-hand this, well, last episode or this level whatsoever, but whatever. Is there another little tomb right there? This looks like an area. Oh no, it's just a little pool. Cool. Looked like a spot that would have a dungeon. But a lot of people kind of consider that dude's writing, well, one, it's really good, but it's also really out there. So people are torn on it. And since he left Bethesda, he also did write a bit more. Oh, we can see Pelagiad in the distance. Nice. He wrote a bit more about the setting after he left, I believe, and people are like, no, there's no way that's canon. He wasn't even working. And other people are like, yeah, but it's so on point. So it's a bit of discourse throughout the entire fandom / people who truly enjoy the series. But some of his wilder writings are mainly related to Vivek. This is what, the alehouse? Oh no, this is just a regular trader. Good stuff. Hold on a moment, man. I know. I got me some illicit substances that I'm going to have to drop down heck quick. Just drop all that illicit nonsense. Get us some trade going.
I'm listening.
How you doing? Get some barter on. Okay. Fire salts, drake wax. I'd like to hold on to the alchemy ingredients at least until we get set up in Balmora. But that doesn't mean I'm going to keep all of them. And then we have... Gosh. Dance and Fire. We did read that one, so it's fine to sell. We'll read the Amalexia book here in a second. Don't need that, so I can just sell it. And honestly, I don't need these. I don't. I'm just not cool enough for them. Not right now. Until I can get marksman a bit higher and we're actually doing that for some skill points. I'm just going to hold on to the throwing stars for now. Let's see here. Raise that to 220. You got anything I'd want? Weapons wise, you got some staffs, warhammers, yada yada, blah blah. Got a halberd. I am so surprised this thing doesn't do more damage via like slashing or chopping. One of those two. It's got an axe on the end, man. It should. It should. That's an oversight by the devs, I swear. The entire point of a halberd is it's not just good as a freaking stabby utensil, it's also good as a slashy utensil, you know? Okay. I don't think there's any more apparel we can get rid of. Everything we have equipped. Yep. Oh, right. We can also equip multiple rings because this isn't Skyrim. How nice. How wonderfully nice. Okay, doesn't look like he's got any scrolls or anything we might want to. Okay. Hashtag rude, man. So something I haven't exactly showcased when it comes to bartering is even if you're refused, you can kind of just mash. And occasionally they will accept your offer. Because your offer... Oh, wait. I left my wonderful illicit goods. Don't want to leave those there for anyone to pick up. Those are mine.
On your way.
There's someone watching me.
But a merchant accepting your offer is a lot like other aspects of the game, where it's got a bunch of algorithms going in the background. And it's basically just seeing whether or not you succeed. It's your personality versus their personality versus their mercantile versus your mercantile, luck included. So you can just mash on an offer that was refused, and occasionally you will have it be accepted. It's going to make the merchant dislike you, because every time they decline your offer, I think it slightly lowers their disposition. And every time you immediately get an offer accepted, I think it slightly raises their disposition, just a smidge. So they're going to end up hating you for doing it, but being able to get an offer accepted that usually would be refused will get you a lot of mercantile EXP. So yeah, if you want to just raise your mercantile, legit barter with people and argue with them, there's like, no, you're totally buying it at this price, basically. Oh, I love this game. Back to the Vivek thing. So that dude's writings are kind of controversial. So various people will either argue even the 36 sermons of Vivek, and I think there's actually a total of 38 or something. There's more than 36 at the end of the day. There's like a 0 sermon as well as I think a hidden 37th sermon that's considered like in universe outright considered heretical. Gosh, we've got to drop something else. That spear was heavy. Oh no. Mistakes. I've made a lot. Just a lot. Okay, we got 2 torches. Let's just pop those down. Is that good enough? Okay, we are good. We got battle axe. That's only worth 30. No, it weighs 30. It's worth 60. I should probably... Should I get rid of this stuff? Dagger of Judgment may be a unique. I don't know. I'll hold on to that one definitely, but Iron Shard Axe is definitely a very simple item that I think you can get in a lot of places. It's just, it was free. And you can't beat free sometimes, man. You really can't. Okay, let's try repairing some stuff real quick. Repair. Is that how you do it? Or is it actually like an equip thing again? Been so long since... Okay, there we go. Yeah, we gotta equip it. Repair failed. Failed. Oh, we are such a weenie. There we go. So, as you can see, every time we try it, uses get used up. This is such a waste, honestly. It's a massive waste. But it will get us a bit of EXP. Because, yeah, these items suck. So why am I actually taking the time to repair them? Okay, there we go. What a waste. Either way. Actually, did that even give us any armor EXP? It gave us, what, 40? We didn't even go up a level. Oy vey. Start of the game, man. Start of the game. That is so rough. We can just drop torches to get light? Wait, what? I didn't know it would actually just be a lit source. That's good to know, actually. We can make a trail of fire or whatever just to breadcrumb our way through things. Definitely good to know. That's for sure. I know I messed with the lighting settings, so every place looks a heck of a lot more lit than it did the first few episodes. But still, there's a few moments where it gets dark, so that's going to be helpful down the road. There's a specific mine I'm thinking of that's just dark as can be, basically. And, it's not fun to go through. Especially considering I think it's filled with Atronox. So yeah, not the fun. But we got 2 spears now, so we should be good in continuing our quest to make it to Balmora. Should we even stop in Pelagiad? No, I think we should actually get set up in Balmora. Balmora is like a major hub. I think they even said it's like the 2nd largest city. There's an area we can immediately drop off items into as soon as we get there. And we can kind of just set up that area as our own home base if we get into it. That's the issue. It's a matter of getting into that place. But the second you're in there, you're good. Because there's no one to get angry at you in there. And then there's a definite... This is a safe container kind of thing because it's related to a quest. So yeah, we should probably get set up over there. Hecka quick. Make our way to Balmora. I'll pop a save outside Pelagiad in case this is a really stupid idea. But don't worry, we'll come back to this wonderful little hamlet right next to a fort and do some questing later. So, pop a save. We're gonna call this I'm Dumb. There we go. Nice little save of I'm dumb. The reason I pop that save is there's a chance we're going to die on the road. There is. If you're just starting this game, fast travel via Silt Strider, really do it. Until you know how this game's battle system and everything works, just fast travel by Silt Strider. Getting to Balmora will get you to Cassius Casadus, and he'll get you set up in a very rude manner by basically saying you're a weak weenie and you should join a guild or something, get stronger, be better, that sort of deal. And joining a guild will give you a few quests to kind of get your skill level more in line with what the heck you should be to survive, ultimately. Yeah, there's going to be some nice little dungeons we can dive into. We're going to have to circle all the way back, but to Balmora for now. I can find a place to offload this stuff. At the end of the episode, I'll look up this skull. It may be what the heck I'm thinking it is, which I don't think I talked about. Okay, so there's a few items in this game, and a majority of them are in ancestral tombs. We'll also talk to her and do her quest after we get set up in Balmora. I just want a proper home base, and Balmora is a good, proper home base. I may even take the time to learn the mark and recall spell just to have that set up. But there are a few items in this game that are based on individuals who were very prominent in the Elder Scrolls forums back in the day that ended up passing before the game was released. And they are memorialized in this game in various ways. Sometimes you'll come across their ashes. This skull may either be a quest item or it may be the skull of one of those individuals, and I'll look that up. But yes, if at any point you're playing this game and you come across named ashes of an individual, there is a solid chance it may actually be named after someone who the devs wanted to memorialize, basically. Which is sweet in its own way. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I feel like that's not done as often anymore, because there's a lot of those items actually in this game. There's a lot more than you'd think. Morrowind was a game that took a long time in development. Like a long time. At least for the time frame, I guess you could say. I know Elder Scrolls 6 is, I think, a decade plus at this point. Like, Skyrim is older now on this side after the Elder Scrolls 6 announcement than it was when Elder Scrolls 6 was announced. I think, like, how old is Skyrim? To put it this way, let's say Elder Scrolls 6. This is the direction we're going, by the way. I remember that. Just memory-wise, that sign would have said Balmora this way. Ooh, scrib. But let's say Elder Scrolls 6 was announced when Skyrim was 4. And then 6 more years passed. That's what I mean by that. Skyrim... More years have passed since Elder Scrolls 6 was announced than the time frame between Elder Scrolls 5 and the announcement of Elder Scrolls 6. If that makes sense. Either way, during the time frame between Daggerfall, which was a tour de force, it was so groundbreaking for the time. Amazing. I need to play Daggerfall sometime. I really do. I need to learn Daggerfall is the issue. Because it is a game that, like Morrowind, is a lot more fun when you learn it. I'm going to stop talking for a second and actually explain something. So this area, this looks very different. And you see the little outcroppings that look more in line with the areas we were exploring. This is a lava trail, and these will be described on how to get to various places. In universe, they are called Foriadas or something like that. Something along the lines of Foriata. So if you ever get directions in this game and it's like, yeah, go west or go east past Fort Moonmoth, then once you reach the Foriata, go north until so-and-so. That's what it's describing. Those are what it's describing, and there is no clue in the game about what Foriatas are. People just figured it out, and I had to look up a wiki thing about, like, what the heck am I supposed to be looking for? Yeah, it's the lava trails. Basically, at the center of this island is a giant volcano, and every once in a while, it just spews magma. And that's just what the heck that is. Anyways, between Daggerfall and Morrowind, there was a great deal of time that was unheard of during the era. We think of game development nowadays taking years and years in between sequels and stuff. But back in the day, devs cranked this stuff out. We are talking sequels to games within the same year, man. They are getting things out and about and going. It was absurd. Wild West of game development, that's for sure. And Morrowind took a long time. This thing is leagues more advanced. By the way, we are in Balmora. Welcome. We made it. Didn't even have to deal with any sort of cliff races or anything. That's surprising. Good for us. Good for us. Okay, I'm gonna get us set up in a little place to drop off some things for now. And then we'll just maybe even circle back and do another dungeon if we have time. But if you're playing at home and you want a home base before you're able to make your own stronghold, yeah, you will be able to make your own stronghold if you do some faction stuff. Balmora has a good home base, and it's this building right here. The issue is getting in. Okay, so locked 30. As you can see, there's a guard. We do not have the key to that. We will not be allowed in without it being considered a crime, so we do want to get in though. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to get up on this guardrail and we're going to jump across. And yeah, it's still locked up here, but if we take the time to sneak, we should not be seen up here. And you know what? We have this unhinging spell. That'll be a guarantee. Yeah, let's just do the unhinging spell real quick. So, that burst fire unhinging. There we go. We're in. So this is a great starting setup that you might want to do. It's a home base. That being said, this is our safe container. He will never reset if you put items in him. Do not dispose his corpse. He will not disappear. Don't trust any other container in here. Just trust him. His body is eternal, and do not get rid of him. That being said, he's got some good clothing on. I might take that. Either way, we're going to be dropping stuff off in him. Hop that over. Let's see here. 36 sermons of Vivek. Yeah, you can hold on to that for me. Alchemy ingredients. Yeah. So I'm going to finish talking about what the heck I want to talk about. Since it took so long, other games even came out in that time. And what was it? Battlespire? When Battlespire came out, oh, we got restore health potions. I forgot about that. I'm going to have to use those at some point. When Battlespire came out, there was even a little, I don't know if it was in the manual, in the box, as just a note, or maybe even just a note in game somewhere. But the game had a note from the devs to basically say, hey, I know you guys are excited for Elder Scrolls 3. This is not Elder Scrolls 3. This is just another game we wanted to do, and it's just another side game. But this is not Elder Scrolls 3, and do not get upset that this is not as good as Daggerfall. They had to do that when they released Battlespire because people were so excited for Battlespire, basically, or for Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. And just had to go on a like whole rant where it's like, no, this is not that. Don't get prissy with us. This isn't the thing you want. Don't worry, we're working on it. We'll get it out there. Okay. So, door to Balmora. That being said, it's still locked from this side. I think if we take the time to actually unlock it on this side, we'll be able to instantly enter without it being considered a crime, but it's just safer to go up top. But yeah, it's
Fight well.
basically a lot of people were super excited for this game to come out, and a lot of people weren't able to live long enough to see it come out. Hey, Ravir Trader, Ravir Barter, Ravir Barter, even though me not get rid of moon sugar, which means one thing: Ravir buy moon sugar and skooma. So I will talk to this dude about he scams people, but instead of talking about that, let's just talk about the fact that we can actually sell skooma and moon sugar to him. Basically, there are a handful of NPCs. He does not have enough money for that. Hold up, give me that back, you fucking bugger. He doesn't even have enough money for my moon sugar. Gosh dang, man. Give me most of that back. You can buy it off me for $285. Gosh, I need to learn how to talk to people good. Maybe learn English better. Speak all nice and such. Something so that I don't get horribly ripped off constantly. Anyways, when it comes to selling moon sugar and skooma, some NPCs will outright just be willing to do so, and they're usually a part of illegal organizations like the Thieves Guild, so on and so forth. But also a very common trader type that will almost always... Wait, you know what? Fine, I'll take the loss right there. There you go, buddy. But a very common trader type that will almost always take moon sugar and skooma will be Khajiit. So if you find a Khajiit trader, there is a solid chance you're just going to be able to sell moon sugar and skooma to them. It's always worth trying. As you just saw, it's worth a lot. The skooma and moon sugar I'm holding on to, I think, is worth more than the entirety of the amount of gold I had up until this point. So yeah, it's worth doing. But keep an eye out or an ear out for any sort of Khajiit trader just to offload all that stuff into. That being said, as you saw, he had a maximum amount of gold, and I just basically used all of it. I can't remember if that resets over a period of time, kind of like Skyrim, or if I'm going to have to buy things from him or not. Oh gosh, I hope it's the former. I really do. I do not want to have to buy things from him. Not that he doesn't have good stuff, it's just I want to make money, man. That being said, as you just noticed as well, I could try and sell him things for more gold than he had. That's going to become an issue as we move further into the game. Some pieces of equipment are just worth more than any merchant has, so you can't really sell them. Specifically, Daedric equipment is worth so much that you can't sell it for a decent price. You're almost always selling it for like a tenth of how much it should be sold for. It's kind of funny, and it leads to you weirdly hoarding items that you would never use otherwise. Oh well. Good stuff, good stuff. Anyways, since Morrowind took so long to be released, a lot of fans who were very vocal about wanting to play it never got a chance to. And the devs, understanding that, memorialized them in various points in this game. So once more, if you play this game at home and you pick up some ashes with a name on it, Just know there's someone else that would have liked the game just like you. That's it. It's the long and short of it. There's someone who would have liked the game. And I hope you're liking it too if you're playing it at home and all that. Well, liking the game besides the cliff racers. Gosh dang, effing cliff racers. Bane of mine and everyone's existence. Oy vey. Oy vey. I'm amazed we haven't come across any yet. They are around here. Gosh, are they around here? Okay, let's go for one more dungeon real quick. Call it good. See if I can't find one somewhere around here. I think there's a smuggler's den fairly close by, actually. That might be a fun little romp we can do. I'm pretty certain. Should be probably a smuggler's den and what? A deserted Quarma mine? And then maybe also a ancestral tomb. It's if my memory's correct. We're going to avoid the deserted Quarma mine because it's related to a quest. I remember that. This might be it. It might not. Either way, let's pop a save. Just gonna call this one progress. What kind of progress? I don't know. But we're moving forward, man. It's gotta be some sort of progress right there. Okay, let's see here. Oh, that was dumb of me. So as you saw on that door real quick, it was trapped. We got heavy burden, 40 points. Burden equating to basically extra weight to our character. Oy vey. Oh, okay, it faded. That could quick, so that's good. This Nyx Hound is massive, or maybe I'm just short. I think the Nyx Hound we fought earlier was pretty big. Arguably the same size. Nyx Hounds. They're pretty, bug-like, right? These are the natives of the land, and yeah, they're kind of insufferable. Okay, she can't go through that, which means it's... She doesn't want to set off the door. Okay. Let's see here. We got a probe, don't we? Let's try to actually just arm this door real quick. So disarming traps works just like lockpicking them. The higher your security skill, is it security? I believe it's called security, yeah? Come to me, oh wondrous information. Yeah, security. So the higher your skill, the easier it is to disarm things and pick locks. There we go. She apparently, the second it was disarmed, like, nope, okay, I'm good to run through. I'm gonna frickin' throw down with this dude. Okay. Let's see if I can't get her out. Get out of here. Get out of here with your nonsense. Get out of here with your bad self. Kind of tell, battles are starting to go easier and easier, and we're only level 3. That was leagues easier than all the battles we dealt with in the 3rd episode. Like, seriously, leagues. Effing leagues. Let's heal up. I just remember all the missing I was doing in the 3rd episode against the small area filled with smugglers. And it's not like we've come a lot further. We haven't put any points into agility, so that's not affecting anything. When it comes to spear, I think we've only gone up 12 levels total? Something like that. I think our spear was... Gosh, I don't even think it was 12 levels. I think it's gone up 7. 7 levels, and there's already this much of a difference in hitting the enemies and just being able to fight. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. Oh yeah, my brightness is cranked the F out, isn't it? Nick sound. Anyways, yeah, these are pretty common in Morrowind. I think they're added via a Creation Club thing in Skyrim as well. You can get one as a pet. But they're bug-like beasts that you can eat. I miss this kind of world building. Let's pop a save real quick, just over that last progress. There we go. Just in case there's a mage that's about to raffle stomp me right around here. You never know. You never know. Ooh, looks like they were feeding the Nyx Hound's people. Well, that's a good way to get an attack hound, that's for sure. Yeah. Definitely a good way to make the Nyx Hounds attack people. Environmental storytelling right here. This is where they're feeding the Nyx Hounds. There's a bunch of bones, as well as rat meat. So they're just feeding the Nyx Hounds people and giving them bones at the very least to chew on. Anyways, that's something I kind of miss from Warren Cavern Door. Just earlier fantasy games and RPGs, you don't see a whole lot of super unique enemy types or anything. Is a Nyx Hound super unique? Not obscenely so. It's a giant, like, bug monster hound thing. It's not the most unique. You could argue it's just a freaking Doberman with a bug head, I guess. And then the body to match the bug head thing, sure. But you still don't see a freaking Doberman with a bug head and a body to match the bug head bit anymore. You really don't. You see the same enemy types reused a lot of the time, and anything that's considered unique is usually just a variation of those enemy types. Oh, we don't have orcs and elves. We have Hylians and Gorons. So on and so forth.
I have you.
Oh no. Okay, luckily it seems basically all these enemies are mainly martial melee right now. That's good to know. It gives us a lot of room to raffle stomp them. Good stuff. Good stuff. You know, someone out there modded Morrowind to allow their character to have like purple eyes as a dark elf. And I just gotta say, more power to you, man. If you did that, more power to you. It's a lore thing and a half. But gosh, was that one NPC's right there, red eyes, very striking. Okay. Yeah, nothing worth really taking right now. Basket, more rat meat? Okay, sure. Gosh, we are wrecking this place in comparison. Good stuff. Good stuff. That being said, that first dungeon we did, the first Smuggler's Cave, was a proper showcase of the various enemy types you'd be facing when it comes to regular NPCs. We had a martial melee, what is it? A mage, and then a ranged NPC that obviously you probably want to get within melee distance, so they switched to melee. It was a proper showcase of enemy types, all of which were simple versions of the enemies. Claw sack, expensive shoes. Not that I can wear shoes. Maybe I should just collect shoes. Expensive skirt. Fancy. This freaking thing can have the common skirt back. Yeah, good stuff. And scuttle. Good stuff. There we go. But with that in mind, it kind of showcases that initial smuggler's den is an extension of the tutorial. These are the enemies you need to get used to fighting. You need to come up with your own strategies for this type of enemy, that type of enemy, so on and so forth. And it feels natural. It's only very recently that I've started noticing that kind of game design and that kind of intention from game devs. Because it's so natural feeling. Oh, I can actually kind of see through my spear. Huh, weird. That you don't think like, oh, this is the devs trying to teach me to be better.
Now you die!
In an era where basically every tutorial is just a text box and paragraphs because it's been accepted that that's okay to be a tutorial. Gosh dang, Final Fantasy, I hate you for doing that. I hate every JRPG that does that. Having a tutorial that kind of explains enemy types and doesn't tell the player how to deal with them, but gives them a place to properly deal with them.
Your pain.
Nope, not that one. Not that one. There we go.
Your pain is nearing an end.
Spells and incantations for those who know how to cast them. There we go. Let's get you frickin' handled, man. Take you out. There we go. And try to take you out, hopefully. We finally met our match with this wonderful axe wielder. Who knows? Next time on Morrowind Z. Anyways, having a tutorial that's so natural but doesn't offer solutions is something you don't outright see nowadays. It asks the player to find their own solutions, to work towards their own ends. It doesn't expect the player to be stupid. It demands the player to learn and to get smarter. And you don't see that a lot. You see it occasionally, very rarely. And it goes back to me talking about Dark Souls, where it's a difficult action RPG that demands the player not go in super headstrongy. Dude, will you stop bobbing and weaving, and will my freaking toggle walk just stay toggled? Because me heading forward should not toggle it off. I don't understand why it does that. I looked in the opening of Open Morrowind. Yeah, it's not an Open Morrowind thing. I think it's something kind of baked into the engine where it will just randomly toggle off walk/run or vice versa. And down we go. Gosh dang. And here I thought we were making progress. Let's zero in on those two real quick. Go for them again. Yeah, that toggle just randomly changing. See, there it is walking, and then it will just sometimes change. And pull just one, we're fine. But yeah, more difficult games like, say, Dark Souls or whatever, that demanded the player to figure things out, not be overtly greedy, so on and so forth, isn't new. It's the gameplay philosophy of just older games that eventually got cycled out.
There is no escape.
With games becoming easier and more new, user-friendly, accessible, so on and so forth, some caveats were made. And some of those caveats just happen to be difficulty. Oh, Phat Loot. Oh, heck yeah. I thought this was the dungeon where you got some Phat Loot in it. Oh, heck yes. Okay, so I'll finish that thought process here in a second. We're talking about Phat Loot right now. So Phat Loot is a unique item. And the fact that it's not unique, there are like a few of them. But they are only in the one spot you do get them. So there's like 10 of them or something like that. I don't know. But they're just a Easter egg slash play on words to the term Phat Loot. Oh, this stupid dog. This is so on point for a stupid effing dog. Just blocking the door, but super excited that you're coming through the door, so you can't get through the door. Oy vey. Anyways, it's a Easter egg based on the term Phat Loot, which should be pretty obvious what the heck it is. You're getting some Phat Loot while dungeon diving, man. Phat with a PH usually. Just slang for the era. There's a handful of them. They weigh a lot. They're worth nothing. But gosh, are they worth collecting for stupid losers like me who find it so funny to pick up some Phat Loot randomly in a dungeon. Okay, as I was explaining a minute ago, with the change in access and ease of access for newer players and stuff and newer people into the media, because it's so everywhere still nowadays, video games had to kind of pick and choose what aspects of their gameplay they were going to continue having. And the expectation for your players to take the time to learn and get better at a game and sit down and figure out how a game works was one of the things that eventually was tossed to a degree. Not in every game, not in every genre. This is just a general video games as a media kind of thing. And I'll explain it like this. The NES, Nintendo Entertainment System. NES games are effing hard. They are stupidly hard. Like, oh my effing gosh, what the heck were the devs thinking hard? And they were just coming off like arcade cabinet kind of stuff, so it kind of makes sense. But a lot of NES games are kind of set up as if they're an arcade game with the intention of eating quarters. It's effing BS. That being said, people beat NES games without losing any lives or whatever. How do they do that? They learned the game. And people did that back in the day. Why? Because they had maybe 3 games and they already beat 2 of them. So now they need to sit down and try to figure out this last 3rd game and how to beat it and play it. And that's why ending screens were such bragging rights back in the day. I beat this game. Let me take a picture of it to show my friends because we're all playing the same game kind of thing.
Die, Fetcher.
Ay, Faye. Why are you not nice? Let me get a nap in, man. It's effing rude. Like, I would use the scroll to basically myrtleize this dude that we have, but he's just going to keep spawning is the issue. Me killing him does not stop him from constantly coming to attack me. Oh my effing gosh. And it's just luck of the draw about whether or not he'll show up. When we're good enough to just like body him, yeah, I'll just keep bodying him. I think his armor is good to sell. But until then, we're just gonna avoid him like this. That's just the long and short of it. We're just gonna avoid him. Anyways, you didn't have many NES games when you had that system. So you may as well just take the time to master the game you had. Okay, we got another locked chest. Let's try using the probe on it. Hopefully we can disarm it and open it as well. Come on, baby. Don't want to be horribly maimed. Nope. No disarming. We're out of them. Do we have any more? No, we don't have any more probes, so we're going to have to take the hit for whatever the heck's going on here. Ooh, we resisted the magic. Good. Ooh. It looks like next episode's going to be book reading central. Gosh dang. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Really looking forward to that. Ooh, another Sermon of Vivek. Take that. Take that Ashiam too. Gosh, these dudes really like trapping all of their frickin' doors and chests and stuff. Oh my gosh, another one? Are you serious? Okay, let's open this for now. Hopefully. It's a level 5 lock. There we go. Ooh, restore willpower. Common shoes. And there we go. And there's nothing up there, so let's take the hit. Well, it doesn't seem to have done basically anything, so I guess we're good. No, I don't think it did anything. We would have seen something in our active effects if it did. Maybe it just did a little bit of damage. Whatever. Anyways, since you only had 1 or 2 NES games, you're expected to master them. Just get good enough to actually play them and enjoy them, because games were expensive. They really were. Heck, even if we're not considering NES games, computer games of the era were expensive. Some computer games back in the day retailed at the equivalent of $180. Games were expensive. The freaking hobby was expensive. And yes, the US was better set up at the time to have such luxuries. Even if you're a middle class or lower class, you could still arguably get a good portion of those luxuries. Oh, I'm encumbered. Gosh dang, Kwarma. That is 20 of them. That explains that. That is 40 weight right there. Oh my effing gosh. Yeah, let's just set that back down. But they were just expensive, and being able to afford a means of playing the games and then a handful of games was usually all you had. So when games were arguably very short, because there wasn't much to them, they had to raise the difficulty to have people feel like they're getting their money's worth and reach this equilibrium of balance. As time went on, video games and the hobby became more accessible, not just with more ways for people to play and more systems at varying price points. It just got cheaper to a degree. And it was easier for people to be able to play on their own time, just in general. So with that in mind, devs had to come up with other means of keeping people interested in their game. And difficulty low-key went out the window. Is that an expensive belt? Do I have one of those? I do have an expensive belt. Well, I guess that stays. And pick that up. So, the homogenization of video games happened. This isn't good, it isn't bad, it's just what happened. But one of the things that died due to homogenization is the demand of players to take time and to learn the game they're playing. Morrowind is one of those games. It demands you take the time to learn. Otherwise, you're not going to have that great of an experience. But those that do will sing praises for it. Dark Souls and the Souls-like genre is a game series that demands the player learn to play and learn how it works. That's why it's praised. It is not common for that in the greater gaming ecosphere now. And it became so popular, Souls-like games are now an entire genre, much like Metroidvanias. Do I think that's a good thing? I'm indifferent to it. I am just upset that that very basic video game foundation is something that's mainly lost to time. Mainly because if it's refined in a way, the video games that use that new refined aspect to it of demanding the player learn and quote unquote get good will usually be phenomenal games in their own right. But now that that whole gaming ideology is mostly lost and it's just now being rediscovered, we're getting a bunch of Souls-like games in that genre of Souls-like that just don't hit the mark because they don't know what the heck they're supposed to be doing. They're not demanding their players learn to play. They're making a game that's difficult and expecting the players to quote unquote get good. But this is all paired with another thing, and it's something I've said a lot of the episodes of Morrowind and in other series when I talk about Morrowind. I don't recommend it. Not because it's bad, but because it takes time. I don't recommend Dark Souls, not because they're difficult, because they take time. You can't expect your player base and new players to devote all this time to learn things anymore. That's why this game making ideology died out. I have a 3-digit backlog of video games I can play and games I haven't played yet after picking up. You cannot expect your player base to devote time to learning all this stuff. It is so sad in a weird way, but it's understandable. People have other things to do. So I'm playing Morrowind, one of the few games that I devoted the time to back in the day before I had the ideology of I can't sit down for 5+ hours to learn a game. And I'm talking about the intricacies that I learned to maybe make it easier for you guys and to ease maybe the onboarding if you want to play yourself. But I don't expect you or anyone else to put 5+ hours into a game just before it gets good and enjoyable. We don't live in a society that allows that really anymore. We don't live in a society that should expect that anymore. So yeah, I enjoy Morrowind. I did that. People who enjoy Morrowind did that. It shouldn't be expected of you or anyone else who hasn't played Morrowind to do that. Anyways, it's been an episode. Let's just put 6. Done. There we go. Give me some wonderful tidbits here and there to go off of. I need to redo an episode or anything because my recording crashes or the video gets corrupted. I'll talk to you guys later in another episode of Morrowind. Next episode's probably going to be reading a bunch of books, which I'm going to like. I'm sorry if you guys don't like that. Feel free to skip the episode or at least check the episode in the timestamps if we do anything else. But I'm going to be reading like 5 books. I'll talk to you guys later. And until then, ciao. Howdy, folks. If you liked what you saw, maybe consider another series of mine, like this one. Or maybe just check out my channel. And if you enjoyed that video, I'd really appreciate if you took the time to like and comment down below. It helps me get more videos into your hands. Thanks in advance.